Hello and welcome back. And we're starting to see the first signs of spring. Everything is shooting up at the moment, so it's really nice to see that is. So before I get on to all the jobs, I've got a lot to do. I'm going to show you what seeds I've sown this week and what I've also going to be sowing this week. Right, back here again. Tomatoes doing okay. So the tomato seeds I'm going to sow this week. These are actually for my mum. It's Shirley's Pixie, which is a small bush variety of the Shirley. And she's asked for some Grushovka, and I'm not sure whether I've got enough that I've already started. So if I haven't, I'll do a few more Grushovka as well. And then on for myself is the Garden Pearl. Now that's the tumbler one that we grow, again heirloom, so I'll just keep on saving the seed. I've just got the packets out, so I've got a whole load of seed in there of this. They're nice little very small cherry tomato really, a pink one. And then I got given these Barry Crazy Cherry, and this was given to me by Jane Kelly. She popped in, I had a lovely chat with her. I'll put a link down to her videos. You probably all know her and watch hers, but just in case you don't, they're the ones I'm going to be growing or sowing this week. Onto these, they're just flying away at the moment, and I got asked a question on Danny Grow Up channel. No, I got that one wrong. Do I use lights for my tomatoes? Well, obviously I've grown them really early. And the thing is, now in March, you get a lot more UV light. So, I mean, these are down south ones, but in January it's 0.3 average max, February 0.7, and then it jumps to 2.1 UV levels, and then in April 3.6. I mean, that's a little bit of a variance because obviously you have different, each year is different the way it's going at the moment, but it's roughly something along those lines. So in January there's not much at all, February is usually double, and then in March it's double to triple what February was, and this is why these are all going so fast now. I know it's really cloudy again, at least it's not raining, but it's really cloudy, but these are just flying away at the moment. And what I am getting is I'm getting the side shoots starting to come out now as well. So I know it looks a lot, and I've got probably 8 spare, plus a few of the Latar spare as well, and I may reach out to people to see if they want them. I'm just going to pick the ones that suit how I'm going to plant them up. Right, let's get back to those seeds. Right, so I was just walking back to the greenhouse and I spotted that these have come out. I'll put the name up on the screen now because there's no way I'm going to be able to pronounce that. But these are one of my favourite spring flowers, and we've got them dotted around in clumps. Right, so we're back in here now. While I was walking back, I spotted that these spring flowers have come out. They're one of my favourites. They're very small, and I'm not going to pronounce the name. I'm going to put it down on the screen now. But they are one of my favourites. They're one of my favourites when I was doing Instagram on another account, my photo art one. It's one of those popular photographs that I did. I'll put it up on the screen now. So this was when Instagram was Instagram. It was all about the photos, and it got a lot of likes. It's like I say, it was one of the popular ones, not my most popular one. There's more that are more popular than that, but hopefully I'll have time to start taking more photographs like that again, because everything, if you enjoy your hobbies, and this is what gardening is, it's a hobby for me, and YouTube is a hobby for me, and I'm hoping that I can start doing the photographs again as well. Right, that's a lot of waffle, isn't it? On to what I've sown this week is I've sown 2 lots of Brussels, and I want to do those early just to get them going at the moment. Again, so that's the Bridget one and the Brendan. So the Bridget is the earlier version, and then you got the Brendan, which is later cropping version. I've done some bolt hardy. Now this is the only beetroots we're going to be sowing in March. Everything else will be waiting for April time. It's pretty well, according to the packets, it's pretty well the only one you can sow in March. And I've done some white Lisbon as well. So what else I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be doing this week more lettuces, the Grenoble Red, Little Gem, Elf Ear Oaks, and I'm also going to do another lot of spring onions, maybe ramrod or what is it called, Blood Red Holland, that one as well. So I'll do one of those as well, so I'll just keep on continuously doing them, so I have a nice succession. And you could also do spinach and rocket. So like I say, it's an ideal time to start spinach. I mean, we've got full beds at the moment with the spinach, and it's really starting to take off now as well. Plus we've still got plenty of spinach to go out as well, and it's also the same for rocket as well. We've got plenty to go out. Alright, so yeah, it's an ideal time to start sowing the spinach and the rockets, and you don't really want to be sowing this as late as May, because it will be bolting in the summertime. So all this is from when I sowed it in, I think it was August last year, so I've got plenty of plants now just to start popping in where I'm going to have gaps. And I'm going to have gaps because what I'm going to do is try to start a successional sowing from now. So I am going to have gaps, and these are just going to fill in the gaps where I'm going to have the late or the last sowing in the summertime. Say for the beetroot, I'm going to have the last sowing there, and in the time being I'll plant some spinach in there, so I'm filling in the gaps with productive plants and harvesting them. Just got to remember to water them. This one's looking a bit droopy. Right, onto these jobs now. Just got to be careful where I stand here now. This is one of the reasons why I've really... Right, take two now. It just didn't stop raining, so it's a couple of days later on now. So hopefully we've got a few dry hours. Got to be careful where I stand now. That's why I'm so late. And I don't mind, it's not the end of the world, because last February I did a hard chop. I mean, this branch got taken out, and I kept trying to keep everything down to one level. So I cut all the shoots down to around about 6 to 12 inches, depending on what they looked like. And that's because I wanted to try and force them to have some spares grow off them. So now, what was it? I think it was in September, I did another cut. So all those shoots which are cut in February, I was hoping that they would then see themselves as 1 year, because I then did a second cut in September, and that's meant they've all started to shoot off again. I'll show you a bit more clearly now. Right, so this is, there's my finger, this is growth since February. Let me just move in a bit more closer, and right at the top you can see where I've cut it back in September, and now that's new growth since then. What you can see is hopefully the spares or lateral branches coming off, and that's what I wanted, is to try and keep it all at one level. And this is why I want everything to be on one level. I don't know whether you can make it out, I don't know whether the camera can pick it up, but we're 140 metres higher than the rest of the surrounding area, and so we're 210 overall. So when we get winds, we get quite high winds, and that's why I want to keep all this on one level, because it is an old tree. There's no point in stressing it with all the high winds. Right, I'll bring you back after I've done all this. Right, well that's thinned out a little bit. I know doesn't look much, especially when you're underneath it, but quite a bit has taken off. And in the middle here, see there's my finger, I've just thinned these out, but also just nipped off the September growth. So hopefully in September time this year, I'll cut below that and they won't grow again then. But we'll just see how they all go. I've left quite a few bits on just to see which direction they grow, and hopefully we'll have quite a few spares or new spares. I did see quite a bit of spares just starting to grow, so we'll see how we go this year. Right, let me show you these. Right, look at these ranunculus. We got these from Tesco's. It was only £3.50 for each plant. We just couldn't resist them. Sarah just loves ranunculus and we just never had any success. So I thought, you know what, we'll cheat. So I know they're only frost tolerant. So what I've done is, let me just go with this one, is they're actually in pots, 5-litre pots. So while they look like they're in the bed, they're in 5-litre pots. So if I do have a frost, then I can just take them into the greenhouse and hopefully they should be fine in there. If not, I'll take them indoors. But we just couldn't resist these colours. So hopefully I can save the claws for next year. That'd be great. But just as they are now, to have this colour in the garden just really brightens it all up. So yeah, we made up those. Right, on to the next job. Right, so I always get complimented on how tidy my garden looks. And this is actually the reality. It's just good camera work. So yeah, I have to tidy up this bed. What I want to do is get the onions into this next week. So I need to desperately tidy this up. So I also need to go through all the beds here and also in the front. I mean, what I do is I leave all the seed heads on, especially in the front. We've got loads of lavenders and it really annoys the neighbours, but I leave them all on. As you can see, all the goldfinches keep on coming down and eating them. So they've gone through all those now and they're just finishing off the last of the Russian sage. So yeah, so I need to start going through here now, tidying this all up. Ready for the summer. Right, so while I crack on with doing all this tidying up, and I've got a lot to do, is I'm going to leave the video here now. So next week hopefully will be potatoes, planting on the onions, peas, and starting off a whole load of carrots in my new modified buckets, which I haven't done yet. So like I always say, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you again.